What did you think of that image that is on the screen? The money from Dr. Patrick Egwell being delivered in a sack.
You know, first I thought someone had actually just photoshopped the sack and put it there.
How, at this particular level and this stage, National Council of Sports has a bank account. The Federation of Uganda Basketball Association has a bank account. Why is the money being delivered in a sack?
I wonder. I was talking to you and I was like, they would have at least printed a dummy check, and that's what they present to us. You know? But it coming in a sack, I mean, it just shows the level where we are at. To give a national team money in a sack, I mean, how low can we get?
Definitely, because when it comes and we're talking about professionalism, we're talking about getting to a different level. We're in a group which is actually very tight. I would definitely say the group of death. We kick off with Senegal, and the money is coming at the 11th hour. You know, and it's also being delivered in a rudimental way. In a rudimental way. So I don't know what Coach Ronnie's view is on that particular matter, since he's on the junior side of managing the national team.
Actually, there's a common saying that when you keep on doing what you do, you always get what you have always gotten. So if we keep in this way, thinking this is Uganda, we're going to be getting the same results. Okay, it's unfortunate that had to happen. They had their reasons. I know both gentlemen. I know both the president, Mr. Nelson Serojoji, is a very good gentleman. I know Dr. Well is also distinguished. So under the circumstance, I'm trying to ask myself what was going on. So
you're wondering what could have happened.
What could have happened?
But these are two elite people, outright citizens. Why wouldn't they do it differently?
Exactly. But again, basing on what was taking place, because I was not around, so I can't really criticize them that much. I didn't like the fact that it was like that, but also they had their reasons. So I'll give it. But my disappointment is always in how we handle our things. Someone out there has to step up, and we change the way we're doing our things. Not just the money, but preparation and all that. Because it's unfortunate that we're just now getting 3 days off. We're just getting done. We're just getting started as a team. I mean, I was in Cairo and I was seeing teams playing friendlies. There were tournaments they were playing.
Definitely, checking on websites of different teams, and they've had like 4 friendly matches.
And you saw how the US prepared for, of course I can't compare ourselves to US, but you saw how those teams, even Nigeria, they prepared for the Olympics. They went to another country, they played friendlies, the same team. So in a way, we want to achieve in a shortcut, using a shortcut, but we don't want to do the hard hustle. So what my thoughts are, someone out there has to step up and we change. It's either it starts now or we're going to continue getting the same results.
We will be playing a short video from our team manager, Mr. Grace Kwizera, who's down there with the team. Traveled with Albert Ahabwe, who's the team assistant. This time round we have Brian Tuka and Emanzi Ndiamahji on behalf of the media to relay what is happening. And latest communication is that all the other players are in camp except for Ishmael Wainwright, Deng and Arthur Kaluma, who will be the final 3 joining the team later on before our first game against Senegal. What is your take on Adam Seiko, our new debutant on the team? I believe now you've watched, I think, 2 or 3 videos of the guard.
Remember, we're talking about how we saw Adam Seiko in high school. And by that time he was a small guy, kind of scared of school and all this. I remember he left school at a certain point because conditions were harsh. And seeing him now, he has really put on some muscle, which is really good for a basketballer. And I watched a couple of his videos. Very good guard, standing at 6. For a guard, that is really good to help Uganda as a team. And I think he's bringing all that experience from the States, playing in the NCAA and also playing in different tournaments. He has a different kind of basketball that will fit so well with Ishmael Wainwright, with Arthur Kaluma,
Karen
Ziwa. So it's really going to be exciting to see Uganda play a different kind of basketball. Because like Coach said, our identity is basically transition. Even when you watch the league, Uganda is transition basketball. But these guys have a different way they play their basketball in the States. You know, it's more of shooting, it's more of different sets and all this. So it's going to be exciting to see how these international guys are going to, you know, gel with the Ugandan players. So we're going to have a mix of transition basketball, then also set basketball, which I think is going to take many teams by surprise.
Remember, the team traveled down there without actually having a training session. Every player has been working out differently. Coach Ronnie Mutebi, Uganda as a nation, the senior Silverbacks, when you look at the group that we're in, Senegal, South Sudan, Cameroon, our biggest disadvantage is the size. They have more size than us. In a technical point of view, what would be your approach?
First and foremost, pressure. We need to play pressure defense. We need to be aggressive as a team. As from the moment we start. If you look at the game that gave us the qualification against Morocco, we kept pressure on the ball, and it kept the Moroccans out of sync. So the same going to I've watched the South Sudan playing. Their guards are manageable. They're tall, they're good, but under pressure, they're manageable. So the first thing we need to work on is pressure. Secondly, like I said, like Eti said also, transition. We can't run away from the transition. Okay? Otherwise, if we find a set defense, it's going to be hard for us to beat.
Yuri, just before the show, we're having a brief discussion, and you have ambitions of joining the senior Silverbacks team. Which player on the Silverbacks team do you look up to? Which player inspires you and why? Jimmy Anabo. Oh, the captain.
Yes, the captain.
So a captain is also inspired by a captain, since both of you are captains. Interesting. Okay. What inspires you about Jimmy Anabo?
I feel like Jimmy Anabo is a very hard worker. And he's come from a very long, it's been a very long process until he came to the national team, and he's a powerhouse. He's generally energetic, he's strong, and he's a great leader, I think, as a captain of the national team. So I think I look up to Jimmy Anabo so that I can have those traits.
Okay.
And when I make it.
Look up to Jimmy Anabo, and he also plays for City Oil. So you also just told us that yes, we will be having the video of our national team manager Grace Kwizera talking about what is happening down in Kigali, and how well prepared on how the team is actually setting up for everything to happen. The national team still has a debt, and they're still looking for money. We're actually running on a shoestring budget. What should be done, in your view, so that we don't go through the same circle over and over again? Whenever it comes to national team duty, the wallet is empty. We are running. They are running. The president himself, necessarily, when told me that they had to look for money lenders to actually bail out the team. What should be done?
I think we should start car washes 2 years before. But I think it's an issue of planning, basically. Okay, I think FIBA has a whole calendar that runs the course of time, so you'll always know what's going to happen. Okay, so we need to plan ahead. Okay, say we have let's say the September tournament, or we have a tournament in January. Okay, there's a budget for sports. All right, and I think that each sport is allotted a certain amount of money. All right, so we shouldn't really wait till the last moment to start saying that we need to give money to the national team. All right, so there should be a specific budget to the Ministry of Sports and Education. There are certain sports that are growing. Okay, football is always given the biggest part of the cake. Okay, but basketball is on the rise. Okay, we should put some more money into basketball. That is on the government side. But on the other side, I believe that we also have well-wishers, players who played on the national team. We have guys who went out and are still there. These guys can actually chip in, because at the end of the day, the national team is ours. We are Uganda. Okay, we can't all the time bash the federation or bash NCS because there is no money. If you can dig into your own pocket and give something to the national team, if you can support them with uniforms, if you can support them with basketballs, different things that they need as a national team, why can't we do that? Okay, I believe that even other teams in other countries actually do that. So what part of the government we should style up and plan? The other part on other players, other stakeholders, like the guys who assisted the under 16. We shouldn't wait for that situation. So we can all help. let's put our hands together and help so that we avoid such a situation. It's bad for the press. Yeah.
It is Slam Dunk Basketball Talk, and we're discussing the beautiful game of basketball, Afro basketball, which is just starting next